Well, hey everybody, we're back again tonight. We're going to give for those of you that missed last night. It was hot. It was hot. You really need to check it out. There was the first reading of our play, This Woman's Worth. I'm trying to get it together. I hope nobody tells Charvette that I was doing this. But anyway, we were trying to let everybody know that we're going to show it one more time, and if we get enough requests, we'll show it again tomorrow. But for now, this is going to be it. But these actors did this. And this is a story that anybody that's ever been in the corporate world can relate to. And so, just in case you didn't know, I'm Jeanette Hill. I'm the playwright and producer and director of This Woman's Worth and of JW Hill Productions. You want to go ahead, if you get a chance, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribe to our JW Hill page, LLC page here on Facebook. You're going to want to know what's going on. We have some hot stuff coming. But in the meantime, we're going to let you go ahead and sit back, grab the wings, grab the wine or beverage of your choice. If you don't like wings, I don't know what to tell you to grab. But anyway, just get comfortable, sit back, and get ready to watch This Woman's Worth.
What happened to Miss Actors?
Oh, she stepped out. She'll be back.
So it doesn't make you nervous when you talk to those high-level people? I mean, I'd be choking up like crazy.
I have been at this for a while. Besides, there's not that much difference between their position and mine.
Seems like you know much more about what's going on than Mr. Norris in these meetings. I mean, no disrespect or anything.
Well, I'm closer to how things work on a day-to-day basis than he is. You know, being the son of the founder of the company brings both blessings and burdens.
Yes, you're right.
He came through Harvard School of Business, and I came through the School of Hard Knocks.
But whatever it was, it worked. Because you share our fighting. You know, I bet they make you the president of the new company.
From your mouth to God's and the board's ears. I've worked hard, and I won't pretend I don't expect to get that job.
So who could do the job better than you?
Well, thanks for the vote of confidence, Ellis. Let's see if we can get you on the board.
No, I'm serious. When I grow up, I want to be just like you, Miss Madison. The way you handle yourself in these meetings, I mean, everybody respects you.
I'm back. It was a good meeting.
It was. Great job, everyone. Let's keep it up. Yeah? And so, same time next week, okay?
Oh, Miss Madison, did you want me to work on the security data for each unit separately, or did you want me to work with the guys from Miller Strauss?
Security, okay? And make sure you have the appropriate security clearances in place. I don't want any surprises like we had with Reynolds. That was careless.
Look, I'm just glad I got it before anybody could hack in. But it's fixed now. I'll get our security set up with Mike and his...
Is there something else, Ellis?
See, I was wondering... So Friday is my great Aunt Lena's birthday, and the family is getting together to celebrate all weekend, and I was just...
And you're wondering if you could take off a little early.
Yes, ma'am. She'll be 92, and she is still feisty.
All right, go ahead, but those reports better be ready by 8 a.m. Monday.
Yes, ma'am, they will. Do you still want hard copies? Got it. Still old school. Not that you're old or anything. Anyways, thank you for Friday.
Caitlin, to be honest, I was surprised when Trent assigned your unit to help with this part of the project. It's working out well. You have a question? What is it? I have another meeting.
I can come back later.
Something about the project?
Not exactly. I mean, something personal, but it might impact the project.
Personal? I don't understand how it can impact my division.
Trust me, it can.
Okay, I've only got a few minutes. Sit down.
Gwen Owens may replace me on the project.
Well, why? Is it your workload? I can talk to Trent.
It's not like that.
Then what's the problem?
I know you don't like employees bringing their personal issues to work, but there's something that I might need to.
No, Caitlin, I don't like work drama now, but what is your issue and how does it impact my division?
I'm sorry. Seem to be dancing all around it. I'm usually too direct. I just don't know how to begin.
Let's try the beginning.
Well, there's a rumor that I'm being transferred to another division.
I wouldn't worry about that. Rumors flow through here on a daily basis.
This is more than a rumor. You see, I'll just be honest. Trent and I have been involved for 2 years. We kept it a secret because of work and, of course, his wife and kids. I expected you to have more of a reaction.
You didn't need my blessing to start the relationship, and obviously the fact that he had a family wasn't enough of a deterrent to stop.
It isn't like it was a plan. I mean, I didn't start out to, it just happened. I wouldn't go about.
Caitlin, I'm not here to make moral judgments. Your work performance is all that matters to me. But you're right, workplace drama is a deal breaker on my team.
I know. And that's the issue. Trent promised me that regional director job, not because of our relationship, because I'm the most qualified. Then Monday, he announces that Mona Chase has the job.
Yeah, I heard, and Mona is a good choice, and she'll be a good manager.
What would I?
I'm sure it was a difficult decision, and
Trent promised me that job. Bastard. For the last 3 years, I've worked my butt off, putting in overtime and working holidays, handling extra projects. I prepared myself for it, and he gives it to Mona?
I'm sure you know this, but any extra effort you gave outside the scope of your job here can't be considered for a job promotion.
It's not about the affair. I deserve this promotion because I worked for it. I earned it, and he promised it to me.
It's a questionable promise.
It wasn't questionable. I have proof.
Look, Caitlin, you are a grown woman, okay? You've been here long enough to know how things work.
It's not just about the promotion. There's another issue. I'm filing a sexual harassment complaint against Trent.
Caitlin, do you know how hard it will be to prove sexual harassment based on non-selection? Especially when you've had an ongoing consensual relationship with this man.
The night after the announcement, he called me. He knew I was hurt and angry. He wanted us to meet so he could explain. We met at our usual place.
And you went?
I needed to understand what happened. After everything we've been through. Anyway, he told me he valued and respected me, professionally and personally. He gave me a beautiful pair of diamond earrings.
Pay off, Caitlin.
I said I couldn't be bought for a pair of earrings. We started talking. He fixed us a drink, and then suddenly I felt really dizzy.
From one drink?
Yeah, because I usually can hold my liquor. Trent said it was probably my stress, my anger, and maybe I needed to release some of it. He started kissing me and pulling at my clothes. And I pushed him away, but he kept grabbing and pulling at my clothes, and I pushed him away again, hard. And I felt like all my strength was gone. And he pushed me back and he forced himself on me.
Forced?
Yeah. He raped me. I tried to stop him. I did. Then after it was over, my head hurt so bad. I mean, really bad. And I told him I was going to report him. And he said, after the way you've been throwing it at me for the last 2 years, who believed I had to take it? Then he laughed.
Caitlin, I'm sorry.
Where were you? Break's almost over.
Earning extra credit. Caitlin asked me to get some information for her. Research. It's not going to be as easy or as fast as I thought.
Why is she always asking you to do stuff? What about Keith? Thought he was supposed to be such a tech whiz.
He doesn't have as much clearance for the information she needs. Some of it is human resources stuff, so since it's a one-off, it's easier for me to just do it.
If you're smart, you better make sure Caitlin has access.
You really don't like her, do you?
You seem to like her enough for both of us.
I mean, she's cool. To me, anyway.
That's because you're a man. A good-looking man. Be careful. Word is she eats young, good-looking men for breakfast.
Please, like I'd be on her radar. I'm way too far below her pay grade, and I can't even afford to buy her morning lattes.
I doubt if a latte is what she wants from you.
Well, that's a little nasty. You know, you're getting to be a real gossip.
I'm trying to save you. You haven't been here that long. You're still fresh meat.
Look, just give me some credit, because when it comes to the ladies, I know how to handle myself.
You can, huh? So tell me about your vast knowledge of women.
Hey, Miss Bernice, how are you doing?
Don't change the subject.
Yeah, let me take some notes in case I have a son someday.
It's okay. Go ahead and laugh, because I got my game on lock.
Who's laughing? I've been out of the game for a while, and I may need to hone my skills and enhance my feminine arsenal.
All right, Miss Bernice, you know you got it going on. Natalie is suspicious of Caitlin, and I'm trying to tell her that.
Miss Caitlin has been keeping Ellis real close and personal lately. Other duties as assigned.
Come on now, it's nothing like that.
You better be careful.
You see, this is how rumors start.
Miss Bernice, she has 27 employees, including a couple of tech guys. So why does she need one other boy here to access some old files?
I don't know. Guess it depends on what it is that she needs.
With her, there's always a special reason to do something.
I see, you know.
There is, but this is work-related.
She's not trying to steal you from the training program, is she?
What? No, I'm not crazy. There is no way I'm leaving this program without a framed certificate. Got a place for it right next to my MBA.
Well, there you go. You just stay focused and don't let her pretty face sway you.
Hey, there's no swaying going on here. Plus, she's not my type.
Oh, is there something we need to know, Mr. Ellis?
All right, don't start now, Natalie. Anyway, lately, Caitlin's been a little moody.
Now, don't get caught up in anything.
There's always something going on with her.
Usually when she asks me to do stuff, she's cool about it. But lately, everything is rushed and secretive.
Secretive? What kind of files does she want you to get? Oh, it's like that? Okay.
Don't get involved in anything that could derail your career. It's not worth it.
Anyways, I need to get back to work. I'll see y'all later.
The other day, when I told you about what happened with Trent, I didn't mean to dump on you. I hope you don't feel uncomfortable like I took advantage of your position.
Why didn't you report it to the police?
How do you know that I didn't? Stupid question.
If things happen the way you said.
Not if, Viola. They did happen. I wouldn't lie about something like this. Okay, maybe I didn't go to the police, but I wouldn't lie.
Well, why didn't you? You don't report it to the police, but you want to file against him at work? I don't understand.
It's not too late to report it. I was upset and confused, and I felt sick. I've stored the clothes away. I didn't wash them. Tests will prove his DNA is on them.
The test might prove you had sexual relations with him, Caitlin, but you put yourself in harm's way, and for what?
He promised me that job. And then after giving it to someone else, the bastard adds injury to insult. He's got to pay, Viola.
What do you want out of all of this? A promotion? Your name on the door? I mean, and to what? It would be a hollow victory.
He doesn't deserve to run a dog pound, let alone run this company.
And since we don't have a vote on the board?
Look, somebody has to do something. Are we going to sit by and let him? What choice do I have? But if you could just tell him.
No.
You can't expect me to talk to him. I can't. But you can.
And say what? No, Caitlin, I'm not getting involved in a situation that can easily blow up on me and my division.
You know this isn't the first time Trent has done this.
And so did you.
He needs to step down. How can he deny it and then have Stephanie ask me to sign an NDA to shut me up? I know this will be a career breaker. I mean, hearing from another woman who has experienced something similar would make my case.
What do you mean similar?
I just meant it's no secret that if you hadn't stood up for yourself.
Caitlin, not that I intend to discuss it, but let's be clear. There's absolutely no comparison between what you are doing and what I went through.
Yes, but if you hadn't stood up for yourself the way you did, you wouldn't be able to advance through the executive training program. It wasn't just because you were Black. I mean, come on.
Look, I was accepted into the ETP because I was hardworking, determined, and smart. And smart enough not to make any windows or insinuations about someone I'm asking a favor.
That's not what I'm doing. Viola, I know it was really hard for any woman coming up the corporate ladder, especially when you did, but for Black women, it had to be especially difficult. I mean, forcing them to find ways to work the system.
Work the system. Okay, and now comes the call for Black power and women's solidarity. Okay, the real reason you came to me.
Okay. You're the only Black employee and the only woman at your level. They can't ignore you if you take a stand.
Stand and do what? Say what?
Somebody has to. Trent isn't the only one, but he's the worst one. I have proof that several other managers have taken advantage of the women employees.
So this is your one-woman crusade to right the wrongs of the entire company?
Norris International is in the middle of some delicate negotiations right now. It can't afford any type of scandal. And if this becomes public, and you know the men I'm talking about.
What I know is that when you declare war, you better be sure the weapons you use.
That's why I came to you. Because once things come out, it won't just be me. A number of divisions, yours included, will be impacted.
Look, I'm late.
Having gone through almost the same thing, how can you sit back and watch it happen to other women?
Madison, Dave. Oh, I'm sorry, Caitlin. I didn't know you were with anyone. Natalie wasn't at her desk.
Hello, Trent, and Natalie's out sick today.
I need to go back to my office. Excuse me.
What's up, Trent?
Oh, Dave Smith called an emergency board meeting for Monday at 10 o'clock, followed by a mandatory upper management meeting.
I didn't see anything. They usually send me a memo.
They will. I want to make sure that we're not caught off guard.
Okay, what's on fire? What's on fire now?
Who knows? He's always got a bug up his butt about something. You know he should have retired when my father did.
Well, I'll tell Natalie to put it on my calendar. Is there something else, Trent?
I wanted to talk to you about her. I suppose Caitlin told you about her new career strategy.
I don't know about career strategy, but Trent.
Yeah.
What the hell were you thinking meeting that girl after you didn't give her the job?
I didn't promise her anything.
It doesn't matter. You put us all in a dangerous position.
Don't you think I know that?
Then why are we having this conversation again?
I didn't expect it to last this long. I thought it would play out and we'd go our separate ways like others.
Trent, she said you raped her.
Raped her? She told you I raped her. That's a lie. She's crazy. Raped. We had a few drinks.
She said she had one, felt dizzy immediately after drinking it.
Yeah, whatever. I did not rape her. I swear, I didn't.
Did you put something in her drink?
No. You think I have to drug a woman to get to her? I just need to give her a look. Hang on real quick. Hey, I'm in Viola's office. You need to get up here now.
Who is that?
Stephanie Howard. I swear to you, Madison, I didn't. We've been meeting for 2 years, and
2 years or 20, a woman still has the right to say no, Trent.
Give me a break, okay? I don't need a lecture on consent. We both know this is because she didn't get that job. You know I didn't rape her.
The allegation alone could do irreparable damage.
And I hope you told her that.
She knows that. Why do you think she's doing it?
Maybe you should approach her from hurting other people's ankle. What did you tell her?
I told her I expect both of you to carry yourselves in a professional manner. You know what's at stake, and this situation has to be resolved quickly now.
Ever the diplomat, huh? Mona's better suited for the job.
The job you promised her.
All right. I haven't been an angel. But this time, I promise you.
This time? What about the time with Joan Lacey, Yvonne Daniels, Agnes Merriweather?
Stop it. Stop it. You act like you're reading a Christmas list.
There are consequences for pissing and playing in the same yard.
I own this company. Have you forgotten that? You work for me.
Might I suggest that we keep our voices down?
Maybe you can explain to him that if this goes south, nobody will be working for anybody. This board meeting isn't about anything that I've done.
Hey, you think it's about me? They couldn't have heard about this already. I thought it was about us taking over Miller Strauss.
We don't know what the meeting is about yet, but it's better for us to be prepared for the worst. We may have lost one window of opportunity. I understand that Caitlin is looking for counsel, and I wanted to talk to her before that happened.
Dave has moles all over the place. They'll leave with the merger, but I'll bet my company stock they'll move you to the top of their to-do list.
We have a few days for damage control.
Damn it. All right. Maybe we can get them to hold off on the meeting until next month. Maybe all this will have blown away by then.
Really? One, you can forget it, Trent. David has just said and he is not about to call off that meeting.
God, I hate that guy.
And two, Caitlin is not some high school girl with a crush on her English teacher. She's young, but she is a seasoned corporate shark. She will still have her teeth in you this time next year.
We are not dragging this thing out for a year. It'll be resolved long before the calendar moves into next year.
Caitlin is a train wreck waiting to happen.
And you've been riding that train.
We do not need to rehash the past. We need a game plan now that we know she's not backing down.
Maybe I've made mistakes, but this isn't all my fault. She knew the deal from the start. I don't understand her. I don't know what she wants.
I don't understand you. When it comes to anything resembling the Me Too movement, you're guilty until proven innocent. And even then, you still bear the mark.
I know.
Stop saying you know. Companies have been destroyed, careers lost, and families destroyed for a lot less than this.
It wasn't that serious.
You mean it wasn't that serious to you?
We need to focus.
Look, marriages have ended in less time than your affair, Trent. One news report, Facebook post, a tweet, and a failing law school student could make this serious, very serious.
You're stating the obvious. We know we're in trouble. The issue is, what is our best defense? At the very least, we have to shoot holes in her case or discredit her.
We need to make it go away as quickly and quietly as possible.
Oh, great hindsight.
I don't need your sarcasm. I need answers.
Then do the smart thing and let legal handle it.
I talked to Stephanie about it. She said not to have any contact with Caitlin without her.
Well, listen to her. All you can do now is let it run its course.
I'm not going to stand here and watch her destroy my company.
Can you listen for a change? Whew, hopefully your father and your aunt can sway the board.
God, if I get out of this, I promise.
You promised him before. He's going to need somebody to co-sign for you this time.
Don't you think if I go down that you won't get bruised?
Bruised? What are you talking about?
A lot of things could get out. You do understand, don't you?
There's nothing to understand, Trent. Some things were settled a long time ago.
It benefits both of us for certain information not to come out. There are those who might not understand.
Mm-hmm. And are you saying that you'll make sure they didn't understand?
I'm saying that if I were you, I'll do whatever I had to. Become best friends with her, girlfriends, if necessary, to stop this.
So you want to correlate what you did to her.
What she said I did to her.
And what happened to me? Totally different. Different time, different situation. I was attacked.
With the spin on it, I think that we can put on it, yeah. A brilliant career, years of hard work and dedication suddenly in question.
I can see why you two lasted so long. You're a lot alike.
Stop fighting each other and focus on the common enemy.
I'm asking you to save us all.
I'm late for the chamber meeting.
Got a minute?
What's up?
Has Trent talked to you? I mean, I've been reassigned to Howard Langford's division. Everybody knows that's where careers go to die.
I see.
Seems my skills and experience will help get it back on track. If he wants a fight, he's got it.
Look, I'm not even clear on who's throwing punches. However, management has the right to reassign employees in order to fulfill the company's mission.
This is reprisal, and I'm not taking it.
Before you declare war, think about how it will play out. You say it's reprisal, and he'll call it a management decision and that you're using it in a desperate attempt to support your case.
Nobody would believe that.
It doesn't matter. It's what Stephanie will tell him to say.
Everybody knows that's a lie.
What everybody knows is that there is no win in this. Not for the company, stockholders, managers, employees, not you.
Miss Madison, your appointment with Miss Howard is at 2:00 in 5 minutes.
Thanks, Natalie. I really do need to get ready, Caitlin.
I'm fighting for the women in this company.
Don't let your pride make you wage a war that will hurt the people you say you want to save.
What innocent people? Everybody's hiding something, even you.
You know what? That's the second time around that you've alluded to some sin I've committed. Put it on the table now. Come in. Oh, hey, Bernice.
Hey, good morning, Miss Madison and Miss Akers. Excuse me, but Miss Akers is in a meeting in the small conference room. They called you, but they didn't get an answer.
Oh, I left my cell phone on my desk. I'll be there in a few minutes.
It seems to be urgent.
Fine.
I'm sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt you like that.
Don't worry about it. Come on in.
You know you don't have an appointment with Miss Howard, right?
I know. Thanks for the save.
No problem. I'm going on break. Okay.
All right, go ahead. Bernice, we hardly see each other since I've been on this end of the building. How are you doing?
Doing fine, Miss Madison. How are you doing?
Bernice, look, we've worked together at least 20 years, and I was Viola for most of them. I don't know when this Miss Madison started. Sit down, girl.
You know, I've worked here long enough to know that once people get titles and move to the C-suite, relationships change.
Well, I'm not one of those people.
Well, Mr. Norris and some of his board members frown on that level of familiarity.
Well, let's make a deal. When it's just the two of us, it's going to be Viola and Bernice. But when the power people are around, it's Miss Madison, okay?
Okay, deal. Now, I shouldn't say anything, but
Okay, come on, 20 years buys her some latitude.
I see Miss Caitlin is recruiting you to be a part of her tribe.
Yeah, she's going to need someone to be with.
Maybe, but a woman like her will sacrifice any and everybody to get what she wants.
Like Trent.
Maybe like even you. So be careful.
I've handled a few Caitlins in my career. Handshakes, no hugs.
Well, I'm afraid this is going to be a different kind of fight. Looks like no prisoners. The employees are getting nervous.
Girl, I'm sure. Anyway, how's the family? Those grandkids ought to be ready to graduate.
Well, Monica's working on her MBA at Stanford. Josh graduates in May from state, majoring in finance. He's determined to be a real estate mogul, baby.
Well, good for them.
I am one proud grandmother.
I'm sure Rochelle and Tim did a good job with them, with a lot of help from you, though. It still takes a village, girl.
Yeah, well, we were blessed.
I bet Phil's chest is swelling.
Oh, girl, yes. He is one proud big papa. He's always been a hands-on father and grandfather, even after the divorce. And, well, it took some time, but we're good friends now.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I know family's always been important to you.
What about you? How's it outside of work?
I am my career. There isn't life outside of work.
Well, there should be. Everybody needs someone in their life, even if it's part-time.
Now, you know me, textbook workaholic. No time for a private life.
Well, the right one could make you want private life.
I never found anyone who did anything that right.
When you started here, you had a 2.5 kids and suburban house dream. What happened?
I woke up. You know, life changes and your plans change.
Before you started the new executive training program?
An accountant husband, look, a 3-bedroom ranch, a 4-door sedan, 2.5 kids. Those were the seeds of the white middle class paradigm they instilled in us in high school.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been all bad.
Well, I had to make a choice. I traded the fairy tale for a 2-bedroom condo with a doorman and ridiculously high HOA fees.
Did your goals change? That's what I want to know. Did they change after you entered into the executive training program?
I was in the first class that started in that program. First Black, first woman. I had to make it work.
No one worked as hard or rose as fast as you did, girl. You left the others in the dust, even the nose boys.
Neither Trent or Eugene Norris were putting in 12-hour days, weekends, and holidays.
You know that wouldn't want to happen. To say I was jealous of you back then. Proud.
Jealous? Why?
Training program, your career, success, your courage. You took what for a lot of women could have been a horrific tragedy. Look at you now.
Well, I did what I had to do, Bernice. And I couldn't let them win. I don't even like to talk about it. The ETP was the only good thing that came from that. You know, you could have applied for that program.
It was too late for me. Married, babies.
It's not too late. You could go back to school and then start
school. Girl, I have the education that I have more than what I need. And I intend to go back.
Then why did you start
Settle for being a secretary? Now I'm an administrative assistant. That's what they call it now, an administrative. I had plans, but things here got complicated.
Complicated? Hold on just. Hello, Trent. Yes, she is. Sure, no problem. As you heard, Trent needs you.
He gets nervous. I'm not there to run interference for him. It's not enough with you, girl. Gotta go.
It was. Let's get together again soon, okay? Bernice, what did you mean when you said complicated?
That's a conversation that will take more than a 5-minute break and something a lot stronger than a cup of coffee.
I like this minimalist thing you have going on here.
Thanks. Few distractions.
I wanted to meet with you without Trent. He's getting a little nervous.
I'm sure he is.
It's a little difficult when we're not sure what she wants.
She seems sure to me, Trent.
That's why I wanted to talk to you. You seem to be the closest thing to a friend she has.
Friend? How did you come to that conclusion? We have a working relationship, but I would hardly call us friends.
She's been on a fast track since she came here, and she's done pretty well for someone so young. From what I've been able to gather, she's burned a lot of bridges.
Look, we all take different paths to success, and she seems to have found one that works for her.
Till now. Our job is to help her rethink her current career path.
Our job?
I won't pull any punches, Viola. We have a crisis. This isn't just a boy-girl spat. The entire company could fold behind this. Everybody has to step up.
It's sad, but that's the reality of it all.
If there was some way or something we could offer Miss Ackers to make her back off of these absurd charges.
Stephanie, Trent admits that they've had a 2-year affair.
Yes, but it was a consensual relationship. And I understand it wasn't Caitlin's first.
If you're using morals as a litmus test, neither Caitlin nor Trent will pass.
We're in a fight, Viola. We don't have the luxury of moral grandstanding.
So we're all expendable. Play ball or get played.
Hard work didn't get you in the C-suite.
That's exactly what it took. And do you think for a second I'd still be standing if I didn't produce? Hell no.
The executive training?
Because I was the best at what I do.
Because you forced your way into the program. Nobody's mad about that. You did what you had to do.
Forced. Okay. You want to use the word forced.
Blackmail may be closer to it.
It was a small price to pay for what they did to me. And in the last 20 years, I've increased their bottom line more than any of the other VPs combined. Look, they've been more than compensated.
That may not be the spin that's put on your story.
Oh, a threat.
Reality. This is Howard. I'll be there in a minute. For or against Viola, there are no neutral positions.
There's something about Miss Howard that makes my skin crawl.
There's a good reason for that.
Looks like this mess between Mr. North and Caitlin is getting to you, girl. Everybody is walking on eggs.
You know, we've been through this kind of thing before, but this time
It's different this time. I heard Caitlin and her attorney talking in the elevator. Her attorney said they intend to open closet here if they have to go to court.
Well, who's her attorney?
Lena Seidel from I think she's a bulldog.
Honey, bulldogs are afraid to bite her. She's built her career winning cases like this while breaking the backs of high-profile men.
Well, Mr. Norris is trying to act cool, but believe you me, he's worried.
He should be. Norris has 30 lawyers working 24/7 for things like this, and still it's getting ugly.
Well, it sure is. Time may be up for him. Girl, let me get back to guarding the castle before I get reassigned.
Okay, because the war drums are beating.
I know. Now, listen to me. I'm always telling the staff about gossiping and talking about folks. And here I go. Let me get out of here.
You too. You take care, Bernice.
Right.
Miss Madison, all hell is breaking loose in Mr. Norris's office. I mean, he and Caitlin sound like they're throwing down. Somebody could get hurt.
Oh, good Lord.
What happened?
So it started in the conference room. Then she followed him into his office. I couldn't understand what they were saying, but whatever they were saying it really loud.
Just what we need before the board meeting.
Look, I wanted to open the door and be like, hey, we can hear y'all, but sure, I was afraid I'd be a casualty.
Where were the division chiefs?
Look, they told their admins to put their headphones on, then they went to the offices and closed their doors.
Oh, move.
All the employees on the floor are listening, and somebody even called security. You're not gonna go down there? It's really intense, Miss Madison.
Do you know what motherwit is?
Yes.
My grandmother used to say that if you're going to get your grown up, you need to be ready to get what grown folks get.
Oh, so you're gonna play it like that, huh?
Just like that. Ellis, make this a teachable moment, okay? Only fight the fights that need to be fought.
I hate that I missed all the excitement.
And to believe they're going at it like that in front of everybody.
Now that she's actually filing, there'll probably be some more excitement.
Oh, so she's really gonna do it, huh? I mean, I know she threatened to. I didn't think she was gonna go through with it.
She consulted some big-time attorney. Mr. Norris is trying to downplay it. That apology at the division meeting made it sound like a slightly vocal difference in opinion. But you say that Stephanie,
Yeah, what they were doing and calling each other was more than a difference of opinion. I didn't know she talked like that.
please, I've heard her go off. She had Joan crying so badly she had to go home.
Who was Joan?
Joan Townsend. She used to be her admin.
Wait, I thought Denise Fenton was her admin.
She is now. She went straight to Human Resources the next day and told them to reassign her or she'd file a grievance.
Well, that took some nerve, because you know she could have been fired.
You don't know that history. Besides, other people heard what Miss Caitlin called her. Don't let her smile fool you. She doesn't have claws. She has talents.
Anyway, I need to go back and finish these reports. Hey, Miss Bernice. I'll see y'all later. Take care now.
Hasn't forgotten that Mr. Norris is expecting that report on his desk at 3 o'clock. Not 3:01, but 3 o'clock.
That's why he's running out of here. Did you see that scared look in his eyes?
He doesn't need to be scared. He just needs to get it done. So, how are you doing, Natalie? Heard you've been feeling not too well.
Yeah, I've been having some rough days, but hopefully they're over now. Anyway, I'm more interested in what's happening on your end. There's a lot of bathroom buzz.
Let it stay there. Let it stay there, honey. There's enough craziness around here without adding to it.
Miss Bernice,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to say it. All these employee trainings and meetings is just to make the company look good. We have to pay for what they do.
Baby, office gossip takes no prisoners. Oh, hello, Miss Howard. Are you looking for me?
Hello. Actually, I just stepped out of a meeting down the hall. They ran out of coffee, and I was hoping to find some in here. Guess I'll go down to the cafeteria, but I will need to get with you a little later to schedule appointments with some of your employees. And you're Nadine?
Natalie.
I'm sorry. I'm horrible with names. You're Miss
Yes, ma'am.
Madison's admin, right? I'll probably be contacting you to schedule appointments as well. You ladies have a good afternoon. Bye.
Oh, she's better in the courtroom than she is in the break room.
Get used to it, honey. Around here, when it comes to trouble, it always runs downhill.
See, this isn't Mr. Norris's first, second, or third time straight with an employee. Nothing is ever done to him. Larry Owens told a joke and he got fired. It's not fair.
Maybe one of the first life lessons you need to learn is that nothing anywhere is fair. Those with power will do almost anything to keep it.
Like the way he was threatening us at the meeting, saying some of us could get in trouble. Trouble about what?
Damage control. He pulls out that we are all family and responsible for maintaining the good name of Norris International. That speech just to control people. Several employees reported what happened.
Man, I know that Cyril and Brenda did. Don't know what they did with it though.
It could be evidence in the right hands.
How can you stand to work for him knowing, how he is?
Well, I don't condone what he does. When it comes to men like him, they have no interest in what anybody else thinks. I've been here 30 years. I've learned to put my head down and keep working. It's survival.
I can't believe you stabbed me in the back like this. All that talk about fairness and doing the right thing, sisterhood.
Okay, I can only imagine that you took it upon yourself to burst into my office because my assistant isn't at her desk. Because good manners would dictate that you...
Please save your office etiquette bull for someone else. I can't believe that you throw me under the bus like this.
I haven't thrown you anywhere.
My attorney said you refused to be a witness.
She asked me to give a deposition and I declined.
You're also turning your back on all the other women who've been used and thrown aside. Women who look up to you.
I have never purported to be anyone's hero.
But you know that if you were to talk.
And as for throwing you under the bus, Caitlin, I can't be held responsible for your situation. Success is made in the boardroom, not the bedroom.
I resent that, Viola.
I resent being pulled into this entire situation. But I will tell you this.
I wasn't throwing shade. I just want to understand.
I had to fight my way from the projects to the front door of this building. And if the fight has to go to the street, I'm that girl, okay? But you will not.
I don't want to fight with you, Viola. You have to see that we are better together in this. The only way to beat the good old boy system is to crush it at its root.
With me being the sacrificial lamb.
Yes. No. How many women have already sacrificed themselves in this company? And for what? Pillow talk promises of promotion.
There are consequences for our decisions.
Sometimes you don't feel like you have a choice. I'd hope at least we could depend on the support from one of the few women who broken through the glass ceiling without a lot of cuts and bruises.
Without cuts. Okay. So if I understand you correctly, my role in this fight for gender equality is to put everything that I've worked for, sweated for, sacrificed for, to march in formation with a bunch of women, half of whom shouldn't even be in line. And for what, Caitlin? For what?
You want to bring this down to what's in it for you? I'd expect that from the Trents of this company, men boasting about their latest conquest over scotch and soda.
Standing with women who have truly been victimized is something worth fighting for. But I am not risking my career for women who choose to use sex as career currency.
Oh, so if a woman makes a bad decision, she deserves to be used and cast aside? That's how you actually feel.
The day you decided that you would get to the boardroom to the bedroom, you gave up your right to claim me too.
That is not what happened. I was taken advantage of, just like you.
Caitlin, you spent the last 2 years spending Tuesday nights and Sunday afternoons at 2112 Franklin Court, apartment 2D, second floor, last apartment on the right, Serta working on a promotion.
How did you know?
Everybody knows. He's been taking his women of season there for 10 years and saved this performance for the Emmys, girl. You knew exactly what you were doing. We wouldn't even be discussing this if you had gotten that promotion.
We were in a relationship.
You were in a sexual negotiation for a position that, one, you didn't even have enough confidence to go after, and two, one in which you didn't even know what it took to seal the deal.
He promised me that promotion, Viola.
Kaylin, you're not 16, okay? Men will promise you the moon and the next solar system until they get what they want. But their vacillating morals stabilize at checkout time.
But I deserve that promotion.
Trent was never going to leave his wife and children, Caitlin, okay? And I'm betting after 2 years of his tired bedroom performance, want to tell the truth, you didn't really want him to.
I'm not a prostitute, and it wasn't a business deal. We meant something to each other.
And it means something else to him now. Did we have an appointment?
Why won't you take my attorney's calls?
Caitlin, I told you that I won't be pulled into this now. I don't have anything to say to your attorney.
Viola, you are being very narrow-minded about this. This fight isn't about Trent and me. Well, not really about us.
Oh, that's right. You're carrying the banner for corporately victimized women everywhere.
No, it must be comforting, sitting on that mountain looking down at the lesser women.
I'm not sure what women you are referring to.
The women on the front lines of this fight. The women whose voices are silenced by the men and some of the women in power.
But I've never considered anyone lesser, okay? I may question their motives, methods, and choices, but I have never thought of them or you as a lesser.
Please. You don't think I see the disdain in your face every time you look at me?
Disdain? What?
Contempt then. Scorn. Turning your nose up.
Is it possible that you are projecting your feelings on me?
You can't roll up the battles the women here face in some little business psychology babble. That's how the management, the men here control the female workforce.
I know some of the women here face challenges, but I also know that some women will take advantage of any opportunity, no matter who gets hurt.
How can you even say that when I'm the one taking the biggest risk?
You are the putting everyone else at risk.
Viola, it looks like Caitlin. I thought you didn't work in this division anymore.
Just a short visit. I have friends all over the building.
Uh-huh. Well, you'll have to excuse us. I need to talk to Viola.
It's interesting that you find time to talk to the attorney who is trying to keep things the way they are, but can't find time to talk to one who's trying to change things.
So you're the wind of change.
Look, I am getting further and further behind in my work. Stephanie, is there any way we can postpone this till later?
I wasn't finished discussing things.
I don't have anything to add to that discussion.
I'm doing all I can to make the workplace safe for women. And I'd hope that I'd have an ally in you.
Let's get real. Your dream of becoming Mrs. Trent Norris turned into a nightmare. So now you want to destroy his entire company.
You get real. Me? Marry Trent? Do you actually think I'd waste my best years of my life tied to Trent? He's the only one who believes the lies about his abilities.
Then what are you after?
Maybe I want for some people to be treated like equals, like they matter.
How many people may be hurt by this, Caitlin? The families that it'll impact because one woman?
Not just one woman.
Look, y'all, what is the rationale of either side converging in my office to force me to sign on something that I am not involved in?
We are trying to find an equitable resolution here. However, since it really only impacts one woman.
One? Then what is an acceptable number? How many women have to be degraded, abused, and discarded before it becomes an actionable item on this company's agenda?
Isn't there someone somewhere else you two could have this conversation?
It obviously wasn't important enough to stop you when you were the victim. Now you fight for the enemy. There's a term for that.
What?
She's trying to change the focus from the real issue, her pride.
A victim of what? What are you talking about?
Stephanie's dedication to the Norris dynasty. There's a psychological term for it. The Stockholm syndrome.
Okay, I got lost somewhere.
The Stockholm syndrome. Don't you know what it is? It's when a victim...
I know what it is, Caitlin. Getting emotionally attached to your abuser. What I don't know is why you are talking about it now.
Ask Attorney Howard here. I hear she's good at providing exposition.
If you persist in this threat.
Who's trying to distract, or is it deflect now? You have no problem releasing the ghosts from my past or hers.
What are you talking about, Caitlin?
Did you know that Stephanie has an NDA file just like yours?
Those files are confidential. Accessing those files is ground for dismissal.
You're threatening to fire me about violating somebody's privacy? Really? They didn't train you. They brainwashed you.
You don't care who you destroy.
Says the kettle to the pot. Tell me, before they approach you with your chief counsel position, did you even consider holding George accountable for what he did to you?
George Cannon? He's been here for years.
12, to be exact. Tell me, Stephanie, how did you feel when they fired him for hitting on Mary Feldman, when they just transferred you after your incident with him? Maybe our situations aren't that different after all.
That's it. The Miller-Strauss deal is tanked, okay? When all this comes out, there is no way we'll be able to salvage this.
The difference is what they took from me, you chose to give away.
Trent and I were in a relationship.
Considering our pending litigation, I suggest you consult with Miss Seidel before you make any statements. Viola, I'll get with you later concerning any actions that may involve you.
I would have thought her skin was a little thicker. Don't give me that look. I am not the bad guy here.
I doubt if you even really believe that. I know I don't, and I need to get ready for a meeting, okay? I'm sure there's something that you need to do as well.
It started. I thought a little bit. I thought she would have dropped this foolishness by now.
And why?
Why what?
Why would you expect her to drop it? You've been able to intimidate all the others, but she's probably studied your methods and was prepared for you.
Don't start that. I don't know. I just don't know what she wants.
How can you not know?
She's refused money, another higher position, even a transfer to another city. What is it that she wants? Nothing. I don't think she knows what she wants.
I think she knows exactly what she wants.
No, what? What does she want? Better women than her have tried to take me down, and I'm still standing. She's paying that high price, Lord, for nothing. You think she can take me on? Not even with that pit bull, Cedo, Seidel, or whatever her name is.
So she's turned down everything: money, position, and relocation. So what's left to offer her now?
I don't care. Let Stephanie figure it out. That's why I pay her.
I see the Denton project is going well.
Huh. So you're just gonna flip me off like that?
Oh, you said you're letting Stephanie handle it, so let her.
You have so much at stake, just like I do. We don't need this kind of press, you know. We might not ever recover. Strauss's group is asking questions already.
About the takeover? Like what?
They're worried about their stock. And Goodwill is part of a good company, and they've heard rumors.
Well, in this climate, can you blame them?
We need to wrap this deal up before they get cold in the feet. We have too much money invested. How can you be so blasé about it?
Look, I've lost count of your proteges. You've never cared about how your personnel actions impacted this company. And now that they have, what do you want me to do?
Stephanie thinks that if you would talk to Caitlin, you know, woman to woman, girlfriend.
And say what? Oh, I hope Trent was a decent lay, because that's all you're getting out of the deal.
That wasn't necessary, Viola.
None of this should be necessary. It shouldn't have even happened, Trent.
Can you stop taking shots at me long enough for me to help me save this company and our reputation?
Look, I'm not firing shots at you.
What do you call it then?
A reality check. Now that the manure is hitting the isolating facility, you want me to step up and take one for the team? No.
No. You have stock in this company. You owe us.
All right, Trent, you better walk softly.
As an officer of this company, it's your responsibility to protect it. No, it's not an acceptable answer, Viola.
I know it's not the one that you're used to hearing, but...
You have an obligation to this company and me.
And so you are equating company loyalty with other duties as assigned? And I am what? Oh, the cleanup woman? No.
Caitlin's attorney wants to talk to you again. Did you see the note I left about that reporter? She's called twice. She said she's writing an article about successful women of color, and if there was any basis to the rumor that you'll be named president of the new company.
Well, I understand how the little black girl from the projects get to the corporate suite.
I don't think that's her real angle. At first she said New Day Woman magazine wanted to feature you in a story. Then she started asking me questions. What's it like working for you? How well do you work with other women managers here? With the new merger, will you be the only woman in an executive position?
And how do they know so much about the merger?
I called the magazine. They've never heard of her.
The rumor mills are buzzing. Tell her and anybody else looking for a story that I am not giving interviews at this time. Is there something else?
He's going to be, but some guy contacted Ellis, said he heard he had dope computer skills and wanted to know if Ellis was interested in making some money doing some freelance work.
Freelance work? No, it doesn't matter because his contract prohibits him from doing anything else outside of the company.
The guy said no one would have to know. You know what that means. How did this guy hear about him? Put that with the so-called reporter, and maybe I'm making too much of it.
No, you're not. It's this Caitlin thing. They smell blood in the water.
You know I'm not telling anybody anything.
I know you won't, but that still won't stop them from trying to get a story any way they can.
Want me to tell Ellis to report?
No, I'll talk to him.
He'll know I told you.
Well, it's better for him to be mad than unemployed.
You're right about that.
Thanks, Natalie. I appreciate it.
Miss Madison?
Oh, sit down, Ellis. I hear your talents haven't gone unnoticed. And don't be mad at Natalie. She's a concerned friend.
I didn't say I was interested. I want to do anything that would just put you out.
Oh, I'm not mad. And with all the turmoil that's going on, I don't want you caught in the crossfire.
Thanks. It may be too late. I mean, not about that guy, but about something different.
What is it?
Miss Madison, I felt like a jerk. I wasn't trying to be underhanded or anything. I just
What's
didn't.
going on, Ellis?
So you know that Caitlin asked me to research some company information for her. Said it had to do something with reorganizing the divisions or something.
Okay.
Honestly, I thought it was on the up and up, Miss Madison. You've been so good to me, I'd never do anything to hurt you.
So how did you get me in trouble?
After I gave her the files, I found out that some of the information she wanted to research was about you, and a document about what happened before you got into the executive leadership position.
I see.
I was trying to find some of the files and I couldn't find them. So she told me to ask Miss Bernice because she'd been here so long. She told me where to look, and that's when
you found the file about me.
Yes, ma'am. But I didn't know what was in it. I mean, until after I gave it to Miss Ackers, and that's the truth.
And she told you what it was?
Not exactly. After I helped her open the file, she read it. And then on my way out, I heard her call her lawyer. And she told her that you were about to be her new BFF or something like that. And then she laughed and said that they might even have a new friend.
What does she mean by that?
I don't know. There are a number of documents in that file, and most had some kind of special code or something instead of names.
I see. Bernice told you where to find it?
Just where to find the file, but not what was in it. Miss Bernice wouldn't do anything like that. She just wanted.
You should get back to work.
I'm really sorry, Miss Madison. I didn't mean for all of this to happen.
It's not your fault, but you need to be a little more careful with the other duties as assigned in the future.
Yes, ma'am. I'll see you later.
So now it's Caitlin and Trent against little old me. A woman without a country. We've been friends. So what? Guess it doesn't matter now. Bernice, when Ellis asked you about those files, you had to know what was behind it.
I understand you being upset.
Oh, I don't feel upset, Bernice. I feel betrayed. Now I see why you said you were jealous of my career.
This isn't about jealousy. I've worked for almost 40 years and I've seen too many women thrown to the wolves.
Oh, so this is about Caitlin. You did it for Caitlin.
I don't care. But I don't care about Caitlin. You have to be a fool not to see that she's planned this all from the very start. But I thought that at some point you, after all that you've been through, what you're seeing, that you would try to stop. I mean,
I never asked to be a martyr. All I wanted was to be left alone so I could do my job.
And the hell with everybody else? That's an emotional luxury most of us don't get. You got out. Women here need to find a way out the best way they can. Some of us aren't that strong. We need a champion, a sister.
Look, the point is that telling my story is or was my choice, okay? Not anybody else's. There was a contract in place, Bernice.
Written by an attorney for the two men who raped you and forced you to sign under duress. You've lied to yourself for 20 years If you believe it had nothing to do with their remorse, that you had a seat at that table, you didn't.
Look, I did what I had to do to survive.
They never make a deal where they don't come out on top. They didn't know more about you then than they do now.
Don't you think I know that?
They put you in that program to cover for Solomon Malinsky because he was white. He accidentally gave Trenton Sr. the money to bail this company out about that time.
I don't need a history lesson. Bernice, there was no Me Too and no sisterhood and no solidarity movement. No one to fight for me. And I wasn't strong enough to fight them by myself in the open.
If it hadn't been for that, Viola Madison would have just been the next casualty on their list.
I prove my worth every day that I step across that threshold. No one at Norris International works harder or has brought more value to this company than I have.
No one is doubting that. But they never make a deal where a woman really comes out on top. Here it is, 20 years later, and it's the same battles with different faces.
But it was my decision to make, not yours. Don't you see that? Everything I've done and accomplished will be doubted and questioned.
Your record can stand on its own, Viola. Rumors and lies can't permanently damage your career. Laura Dimwin is taking over Caitlin's unit.
She just came out of the mentoring program. She's not ready for a staff that large.
Well, it seems Mr. Norris has a different opinion of her skills.
Son of a, look, he never learns, and I don't know what it will take before he stops.
Men like him don't stop. They have to be stopped.
I can't tell a friend from a foe.
I am not your enemy, Viola.
Well, what would you call it? A minor violation?
I didn't violate anything. He asked a question. I answered it.
You had to know he'd find that file, and you knew those records were sealed for a reason.
Viola, I haven't lasted this long by being stupid or careless. I retire in 6 months, 2 weeks, and 3 days. It would take time, or take them longer than that, to write an NDA detailed enough to cover everything I know about before they force me out. I have nothing to lose.
Well, I guess it's easy to make decisions like that when you have nothing personal to lose.
You want to talk about personal? Did you know employees used to call you the chocolate ice maiden?
Chocolate ice maiden? What the?
Yes, it's because of how you kept everybody at a distance. People who have worked for you for years, who sit within 20 feet of your office door. And the janitor knows more about them than you do.
I kept people at a distance out of necessity, not because I didn't care. Look, after my incident, as Mr. Norris referred to during negotiations, December 17, 1999, something in me died, Bernice.
I know it was traumatic. I really do.
The news media reports gang rapes in the hood as these horrific acts that dehumanizes both the victim and her abusers. But when it happens in the corporate world, they put a new face on it. And somehow the victim becomes the negotiating piece. Faceless, soulless, almost invisible. And I'm sorry, Bernice, years of therapy hasn't changed that feeling.
I have an MBA. Did you know that?
Really?
A bachelor's in accounting and then my MBA with honors. You thought my life story was to be at the beck and call of the Norrises?
No, but women have,
Women my age were considered successful if they got a job with benefits. I created a leadership program here. Did you know that? I was foolish enough to hope at 23 I could one day be the CEO of Norris.
So what happened? You got married?
I was already married and had 2 children when I started working here. Few women of color had MBAs back then. I had high hopes.
So what happened?
Got hired on here as a secretary, but quickly moved up to manager's assistant. Second, more work. Norris Senior noticed my work, or so he said, and started assigning me to handle the accounting for special projects out of his office. I thought I was on my way.
Well, that would have been a great start.
I know. I was doing well, respected. While the civil rights movement did a lot to help, real life was still happening for us. Vic laid off of his job, and Tim had asthma really bad. The benefits weren't really all that great back then.
They're still not that great.
I know, but they're a lot better than they used to be. Severe asthmatic. Christmas, he was 6 years old. He had a horrible attack. He was in the hospital for over a week. We thought we'd lose him. We had to have new equipment and more medication.
That must have been hard.
Yeah, it was. We had no way of knowing what would happen. Our insurance only covered part of it. Even with not working, we didn't qualify for any government program, so there was no help there. Phil took Tim while I worked.
Couldn't you get an advance or something?
I asked, but there was nothing personnel could do. I even asked his nurse. He sympathized with me, but offered little else.
Yeah, that sounds like him.
Tim got worse. And they said if we didn't give him the medication he needed, he might not.
You weren't giving him the medication?
Yes, but not on the schedule. We had 2 other kids. Rent, food, utility. We were doing the best we could.
I'm sorry. I just...
Back then, Mr. Norris gave me a lot of responsibility. I handled all office expenditures for small projects. I could write a check for anything under $1,000. That was unheard of. Tim's vacation cost $800.
Bernice, no.
It was that or my baby's life. So a check for $1,000. But I wasn't stealing. I was going to pay it back as I was able.
That was dangerous.
Yes. Before I could put it all back, there was an unscheduled audit. Discrepancy. Mr. Norris called me in, and I admitted what I did. I put myself at his mercy.
Well, he obviously didn't fire you, so what did he do?
He seemed concerned, said he understood why I did it and hadn't realized how bad my situation was. I promised to repay the money, all of it.
And he agreed?
Well, he said that I didn't have to repay it. I was to consider it a bonus.
What? He let it go? You didn't have to repay it?
Well, he didn't ask me to repay with money, but he didn't give me any letter or documentation as to the bonus. Trail.
Bernice,
I was a nice looking woman back then.
that had nothing to do with the money.
Soon after that, projects required me to work late. What did he say to consider it a personal favor?
It must be genetic.
In the next few weeks, my scope of work changed. He said it's better for my family to miss me for a few hours rather than a few years. I tried to tell him I was happily married and that I didn't want to endanger my marriage.
You know, that whole entire family is totally devoid of morals or conscience.
I hated myself. It made me sick to my stomach. Bill noticed the change in me, but I couldn't tell him what was happening. At the office Christmas party, back then, it was for the whole family.
Yeah, that's one of the few nice things they did for the employees.
Mr. Norris got drunk, as you know. He told me that my late hours helped him more than he could say. That night, Phil saw him. He put two and two together, almost. We never said anything, but our marriage was never the same after that. Eventually, we divorced.
Why didn't you tell him you were being blackmailed and let him handle Norris?
The same way my children needed a mother, they needed a father. It went on for about a year, and then someone else caught Norris's eye, Ellen Baxter.
Ralph Baxter's wife?
Mhm.
He was his assistant VP. My God, somebody ought to light a match and burn this whole building down.
Yeah, but there's a lot of good people here. It's just that the bad ones overshadow them. So when I tell you I understand your pain, why I really do.
I am so sorry, Bernice. I don't even know what to say.
Well, there's nothing for you to say. I just wish I could have told the story over a glass of honey-infused Hennessy and some good old hot wings. There is a God. 2 miracles in one day. The board asked for Trent's resignation, and Kate has been given a small stipend for her lateral liaison with Trent and transferred to Chicago.
Chicago? Girl, she hates the cold.
I'd say we should look for another resignation around Thanksgiving. Truly something to be thankful for. Possibility you could be named Trent's replacement. You know the board has always been more reactive than proactive.
Bunch of old goats who have outlived their usefulness. They don't get any points for integrity. They're scared their stock's gonna drop.
Well, I'm thinking about it. It's a little too late for that. It's down by 17% as of this morning.
Well, looks like I got rid of mine just in time.
You sold your stock.
I had to. Need a clean break for my new journey.
Well, I sold mine too.
Oh, you own stock?
It was my payoff from old Mr. Norris before he retired.
Guilty conscience.
More like insurance, buying my silent. He wanted to keep his legacy such as it was in place. You know what? You don't have to leave. You can stay and fight.
Are you staying and fighting?
My time is about up. Besides, my fight won't matter.
Everybody's fight matters.
Well, how are you fighting?
Well, I am still fighting. I'm just not staying. I don't have anything else to give Norris International.
You've got so much to offer, Viola. You can teach. You can't just sit down.
I'm only sitting for a little, long enough for my legal team to work out the details of my leaving. This time I am sitting at the table on my terms. You are looking at the new acting director and major stockholder of the Miller Strauss Corporation as soon as the details are worked out.
What? Are you serious? You are buying the company? You were pretty well set, but I didn't know you had it like that. Wait a minute. What about the non-compete clause in your contract?
Oh, well, when Norris and Miller Strauss ceased negotiations, there was a clean slate of sorts. And my attorney pointed out that in light of the company's current climate, letting me go without any strings helped us both. So the board is amenable to me leaving without any strings attached.
Natalie is right. That melanin is working for you, girl.
Ooh, it is hard to believe that this place has any good memories. Friendship. So, are you staying?
for exactly 78 days and 3 hours.
Well, what happens in 78 days and 3 hours?
That is the day that I become eligible for full-time retirement. What you say, girl?
Okay, I thought you had
6 months. I had HR review my file again and all that leave on the books they had to.
so you can retire without any penalty or
40 years. And the money I get from Phil's pension, Social Security, rent income, and the money from selling my stock, I'll have more money sitting at home than I do coming to work every day.
that's another slap in their face. Oh.
Hey, Miss Bernice, Miss Viola. I came to see if you need any help taking your stuff out.
No, but thank you, Ellis. I may have spent most of my life here, but it was never my home. The only reason the plants survived is because Natalie took care of them.
I can't do plants either. Look, even my cactus died.
So you're just about finished with the program, right?
Yes, ma'am. 4 months and I am finished. Word is they're getting ready to make a lot of changes around here. Hope it's not before I finish, though.
Well, I tell you what, you give me a call in a few weeks. Let's do lunch, a business lunch.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. I sure will.
Look at you, girl.
Oh, she's coming too. I'm playing the game by their rules. Take no prisoners.
Well, all right, madam.
Well, we hope you enjoyed that. We're going to be coming back with some more stuff. We're going to be doing some more things. We like this. We hope you like it. If you like it, please subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe to the YouTube channel, JW Hill Productions, LLC. Subscribe to our Facebook channel, JW Hill Productions. That way you'll be the first to know what's going on when we're having new things. And we're already talking of projects into spring of 2021. So there's going to be a lot of Black theater going on, a lot of Black stories going on, a lot of Black actors doing their thing. And that's what we need. We tell our stories, and we tell our stories with our voice. We want to do a quick shout out to the City of Austin Economic Development Division, Cultural Arts, for supporting this project in part. And they'll be supporting some more of our things in 2021. And so we want to say we thank them for that. And for anybody else, we have a cash app of JW Hill PROD. If you want to donate, you can help show these actors that you appreciate what they're doing, that they're giving their time. And again, $JW Hill PROD. We would love it. We appreciate it. Tell your friends that we're coming back. We should be back October the 12th. And I believe on the 12th, we're doing Picking Up the Pieces, if I'm not mistaken, which you will love because we are really hitting these seasoned, sassy front porch diva ladies. We're killing it. We're killing it. If you came looking for your rocking chair, cookie baking, green bean making, church dinner, fixing grandmas, you won't find them here. The front porch divas are just some sassy, sexy, seasoned ladies, and they bring it. So we're going to look forward to you seeing some of them and getting to know them, and also the Men of Mars in place. But we're going to have it going on for the next 6 or 7 months. So again, if you tell your friends, we're going to let this stay up for a little bit if somebody wants to come back and look at it again. But again, keep us in mind. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your coworkers that we do the darn thing right here. J.W. Hill Productions. I want all of you to go out, take care, be safe out there because we need you, and take care.